This is David Martinez from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. But everybody's like, "Oh, are you a construction worker? Are you?"
Yo, Landon was like,
Dude.
he was trying to defend you, because Gavin was like, "What are you supposed to be?" And he's like, "He's obviously a firefighter."
He's obviously a firefighter.
And then you turn around and he sees like the little thing on your back, and he's
Yeah, I heard firefighter, dude, because I walked away and I heard firefighter like 3 more times. And he's a firefighter. Guys, come on. No, it was, but it's like you gotta know to know, you know.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise, you know, yeah, it does look like construction worker. Like that's what it looks like, you know. Who am I here with today?
Yeah, you're Miranda.
Yeah, you're Miranda.
The one and only.
The one and only, dude. You are ranked #1 at Eastridge for like the whole time. Have you? Is it every year? Every year? Even?
Every year.
You've been #1 every year. So you're gonna be valedictorian.
That's the plan, I think. I don't really know.
Is that like a default thing? Do you know, or like are you default valedictorian, or is it like because you're
I
#1,
don't really
or do
know.
you have to like?
They've never like talking to me about it, but they've like gave little comments like, "Oh yeah, you're on path to be valedictorian."
Okay.
I don't know if they're gonna confirm it or not, but
Because I think you would assume it'd be #1, ranked #1, but also like, is there any more requirement? Do you have to like do volunteer hours to be able to, you know? Because like
I don't know.
it's a title, but it's also like a high school title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like, you know.
Some people like I know some schools require like attendance in that, and if it was up to that,
Yeah.
not good.
Do you want to be valedictorian?
I want to be valedictorian.
It's an achievement. Absolutely,
Yeah.
it's an achievement.
I was planning on graduating early, but they said if I graduate early, I can't be valedictorian or play soccer. So
You do soccer for research?
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I never knew that about you, actually.
I played freshman year and sophomore year, but I couldn't junior year because of the program. But I'm definitely playing the senior year.
Really?
Senior year, I'm gonna go crazy the senior year.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, man, it's been wild. I always tweet. People talk. You know, I think you're well known around the school. Not that you wouldn't be. Like it's a smaller community anyway.
Yeah.
But every time we talk about you and how like, oh yeah, Yahir he just crushes everything, and I'm like, I've still never seen you doing work. Every time I see you, you're just not doing work, and still like just crushing it, absolutely crushing it. I'm not saying that you don't do work. Obviously you do. But I've never seen it, which is funny to me. And then you just pull out insane numbers. What'd you get in your ACT?
ACT, my super scores are 29. But I got a 27 the first time, a 28 the second time.
It's your third time, actually.
No, it's the second time.
Oh, your super score is different.
Yeah,
how does that work? You know, I'm not. I didn't
Super
pay
score
attention.
takes the highest numbers of all your tests.
Okay.
Until 1.
Oh, okay.
But the work thing, that's like a bad habit of mine because I don't do work until it's like last minute, and it gets really bad. So I'm surprised how I'm still here.
Really?
#1.
Does it even feel like it's like you worked for it, or do you feel like you worked for it, or do you feel like you just?
I don't necessarily feel like I worked for it, but like I definitely worked for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, freshman year, I didn't like my plan going into high school wasn't I'm gonna be valedictorian or I'm gonna have the best grades ever. I just wanted to do me. But then I realized, wait, I got all 100s. You know what? I'm gonna challenge myself to make all 100s that year. I mean, like, let's say my competitors, they didn't think that. They saw A and they were happy with that. I saw 100 and I wanted a 100. I ended the whole year with all 100s except 199. And then I just kept that up. So I just strived for 100s. I didn't strive for A's. I just set my goal for 100s. That's been like that sophomore year. Over here, I really had to work hard for Mr. Schober's 100.
Yeah.
And he didn't even give me the honors extra credit, bro. So all I got is a 100 in this class.
That's an achievement, though. Mr. Schober's class is hard.
Oh yeah,
That's tough. Yeah, that's I think that in itself is impressive. Do you go? Because if you've been in his class and you know how much of it's not even like that he's a tough grader. It's just to reach the 100, it gets harder and harder the higher you go. So like to reach an actual 100 to get that mastery, because he has a lot of those on his tests. Every test has like those test questions, those really hard ones at the end. Yeah, you got to know. You got to be smart enough to get that 100. So that's actually impressive.
Yeah.
Have you always? I guess a better way to phrase it would be, Where did that desire come from? Was it always been like that since middle school, or where did that come from?
Middle school, my grades were horrible.
Really?
Well, they weren't horrible, but I got like B's.
Okay,
So
so
they're not
you
all
weren't like an
A's.
A student. Okay,
I
yeah, that
wasn't
makes a
an A
difference.
student. Like it always came easy to me. But so when I got the work, why wouldn't I want a 100? You know, I could easily get an A, like not trying to be perfect, but I don't know. I always claim to be a perfectionist, but at the same time, I don't really know. But I've always just liked that number 100. So
It's a good number.
it's just something I strive for.
So you kind of the Yahir that you portray, right, to people, and like the true you, right, like inside, the Yahir that you portray is a perfectionist.
That's a really good question. I don't know. I've always used that claim perfectionist as like the reason I chose to get a 100 instead of a 99.
Yeah.
And like let's say when I do art or and everything I try to do, I really try to be perfect. Like that's why it takes me super long to do stuff, especially even work. I'm a really slow reader. Even when I was taking tests, I'd be the last one to finish. Or in a benchmark, I'd have to ask for extra time, even though everybody finished. And I think I am a perfectionist. But then at the same time, there's like traits like having a really dirty room or just like leaving that stain on the table because I'm too lazy to clean it up.
Okay. Yeah.
It's almost contradictory, like that I'm really lazy, yet it's like I want to be a perfectionist. So would I portray myself as perfectionist? Yeah, but I wouldn't like in certain things, you know?
Like a lazy perfectionist.
Yeah, like I want to be perfect, but my laziness holds me back.
That's it's kind of a funny story actually.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's not even like that they directly contradict each other. But or not that they do contradict each other, but they're not opposites. You know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that, like you said, like that internal trait, you know, of being lazy, but at the same time wanting something else that being lazy contradicts, and that kind of makes it harder for you. I do like that you said though that you're always the last person to finish, and you're a slow reader. I think especially that you said a slow reader because I'm a slow reader,
Yeah.
and it can affect your, I guess, testing or like your education when you're like testing or when you're doing assignments. Like slow reading can affect it, but the fact that you're at the top and you're also a slow reader, you know, which I guess is more relevant, you know, depending on how fast or slow you think you are as a reader. But to recognize that in yourself as a slow reader and still be able to perform at a higher level, I think is a good way to break that kind of assumption that like, oh man, all quick readers are really smart.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. Like Bao, fastest person I've ever seen. Like he finishes an assignment in 5 minutes. And I'm still in the first question.
Yeah.
And he got all the answers. You know, he's right, obviously, but I don't know. There's something about that rush too that I see. Like they rush themselves, like with reading or with answering, and that like slips them up sometimes. They'll get
Absolutely.
like a 94, but because it's a 94, it's like, okay, that's fine, you know. But I'll take my time. I'll like triple check an answer, even though like let's say I'm reading a passage and I know the date, I know by heart. When I ask it, I write it down automatically. I'm still gonna flip back to that page and like double check or triple check, and I think that's definitely something that's helped me.
Has it paid off before?
Yeah, it's paid off for sure. I've definitely double checked and seen like, oh yeah, I got that wrong. But no, it's definitely the reason I have like the grades I have, and not even just grades, but things like in life, like art or like just like things I want to do. I really try to do my best, but then sometimes it also backfires because like you're slow or you took too much time on this one easy thing,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know.
No, I get you. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
you. You mentioned like you do art. I didn't know you do art either. I think that's one of my favorite things about this whole kind of interviewing process that there are a lot of people here that I know, but I don't really know. And especially with you because we went to Eastridge together. But really, I don't know a whole lot about you. And so I didn't know you did art and all that kind of thing. So I have to ask, what are, you said there's a side of you, right, the perfectionist side. So what things do you pour the most time into outside of school?
Nothing. It's kind of depressing.
Really?
Honestly, I think I'm depressed, but like at a like specific degree. I don't do anything outside of school. And like when I try to do it, I just get so distracted or so sidetracked. Like there's things I really want to do and I just don't seem to be able to do them. Or the music ensemble. I joined the music ensemble to learn bass, to play with everybody. But I'm not putting the time in that I need to, and it's really holding me back. Or learning an instrument outside of the music ensemble. I wanted to learn piano. I couldn't. I wanted to start journaling. I tried, I let it go. It's like, I don't know, outside of school, I'm not really doing anything. I think the one thing that might take the most time, my one biggest hobby is probably soccer. But even then, when I go to play soccer, it's not like I'm training or anything. I'm just going to shoot the ball, which isn't productive whatsoever.
Okay. Why do you think that is?
I really don't know. I try to find the root of the problem, but like I've done research on dopamine, I've done research on attention spans, and I think it's just like an addiction to the phone.
I was about to say, yeah, the
Or
phone.
an addiction to, I'm not sure. I think it is, I'm addicted to the phone. Or just, it's like you want to do something, but at the same time, I'd rather be in bed.
Yeah.
So I'll just go to bed.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And it just builds up over time.
You know, the phone, that kind of phone addiction problem, taking away from everything else. I think I'm lucky enough where I don't. It's not that I don't feel that, but it hasn't hit me like that. You know, it hasn't hit me like that. I do this often, where I go somewhere and I leave my phone. Like I don't even think about it. I don't think to
Yeah.
because there are times where I think to grab my phone, but there are a lot of times where I don't, and I go, oh, where's my phone? And I don't even know. Like I didn't even grab it. You know, and it's still like up in my room, or I left it. I went out and I didn't have my phone on me. I don't do that anymore, but I used to. I used to just leave my phone behind. And I'm not as big on social media anymore either. I never really was, to be honest. Like posting and that kind of thing. I think TikTok has definitely changed the game.
Yeah.
Like to me, social media and TikTok are like one and the same, because TikTok has so many viewers, and also you think if it's not TikTok, it's Instagram Reels, or it's Facebook Reels, or it's YouTube Shorts. And all of those things, a majority of that content is just copy and pasted from TikTok. So really, like to me, because everybody, like there's a lot more to social media than just short form videos.
Yeah.
But it's short form videos has grabbed everybody. I don't make Facebook posts, but everybody that makes Facebook posts watches TikTok. And I also watch TikTok. So although I may not do what they do, we all do this one thing, and it's short form video, such as TikTok. TikTok made it big. And that's why I personally view like TikTok is kind of the new like word for social media at this point. And I don't feel so strongly addicted to it. I know tons of people who are addicted to TikTok. They're on it constantly. If they're not doing something because they have to, they're on TikTok. And I don't feel like I've gotten to that point yet. Luckily, I don't really know why either. I think it must have just been the way I grew up, you know? But yeah, it can definitely take away from that kind of time consuming, because it's all about time. You know, it's short form video. It's all about you hear like I know that you've definitely heard this before. It's like just scroll. You don't even watch the full video. If it doesn't get your attention in 5 seconds, it's done. You know, and so we kind of like burn the whole like your attention span just gets lowered and lowered and lowered. And so if it takes time and effort to learn something to get that dopamine, right? Like learning bass, for example, your brain's like, hey man, you know, we could be on TikTok right now.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I haven't gotten to that point. I think it's just because I value other things more, and I don't really know why, and it's scary. If I knew why, I would be able to keep it that way, but I don't know why. So I could mess that up and I could become addicted to TikTok. So I don't really understand why, personally, not to like kind of take the spotlight on me,
Yeah, no.
but I think
No, that's
it's
like
interesting you said that.
that's a really great topic, and it actually like brought some things into my head. But I think that that thing right there is one of the reasons why I'm like this is because like growing up, I never had this dream or this like I want to do this. I never had like that drive or like that one thing that just took my attention.
Mm.
But growing up, I don't even remember like what I did as a kid, except the one big thing was playing Legos.
Mm.
And I don't know why, but it was just one really big part. And I think Legos like it takes really long time, right? Like you take a really long time to build them, but at the very end, you know, you finish that, and that's your dopamine hit.
Yeah.
You know, after researching dopamine, I realized like the things you do, it's like a hill, and like let's say reading a book, your dopamine goes like this before it reaches its peak,
Mm.
and that's why short-term videos are so addicting and so like they're so popular now because instead of taking such a long time, it just goes up and then down. And now you just got that hit of dopamine and your brain's like, wait, that was really good. Let me get another one. So you
Mm.
scroll and then you go up and then you go down.
Yeah.
But like in such short form that your dopamine receivers aren't used to having to climb that hill of time versus reward
Yeah.
that it gets so addicting. And that one thing you were saying, like you value other things more. I never valued anything. Like
Mm.
I never like sports. I didn't care about sports. Growing up, my dad tried to put me in, you know, like kid camps, like
Yeah.
since I
Yeah.
was 3 or anything. I got out. He taught me guitar, piano, when I was still a kid. At the same time, I got out as soon as possible. And like just that value of things, since I don't have any necessarily value for anything else, the only thing like that's actually like intriguing to me is that dopamine, that dopamine scroll. And I
Mm.
think that's one of the reasons I'm so addicted, and maybe other people too, but having that value for something else
Oh yeah.
is
That's
definitely something, and that's I'm gonna have to find that.
that's a good way
I'm
to
gonna have
put
to
it
find
because
it.
when you were talking about that, all I could think about was Jason. That sounds just like Jason. Like I've talked to Jason a few times about just his interests and stuff, um, and he would say that like he just has nothing going on or anything like that. And I think about like I was like that at some point too, um, and I I have this kind of mini goal where whenever somebody tries to describe something and they just go, yeah, you know, I just can't describe it. Like you just have to experience it.
Hmm.
I hate when people say that because I'm like, if I did that, I bet you I could describe it. It's like the way I think about it, it's kind of like the Pokédex, but instead of like just
Hmm.
describing every Pokemon, it's like describing every feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to describe every feeling in a way that everybody can understand. And so one of these feelings is feeling like you have nothing going on, and you don't know what to do. And this can take fold in lots of ways, like especially with college. When you go, okay, what do you want to do for what do you want to study in college, and you have no idea. The very first thing I thought about was my dad. My dad's a mechanic. He went to a trade school to do that, and he's also interested in cars. So my dad can take what he learns from work and then take it home and actually use that. And so I thought, okay, what am I interested? And the only thing, just like how you have like nothing, you think you have nothing going on. This was me. I had nothing going on. All I like to do was go home and play video games for like 6 to 8 hours. Like that was me. That was me. I had nothing going on, and it lowers and lowers and lowers your personal self-worth. Like that's what you think your self-esteem. Like it just lowers because you start to see things that other people are doing, and they say comparison is the thief of joy, and that's just such an easy way to start thinking that, to get into that cycle, that feedback loop where you feel negative, and instead of doing anything, you just go back to your comfort, and then you just go back into the cycle over and over again. The point I'm getting at is I liked video games, and the closely related aspect of that was computers. I built my computer so I could play games with my friends. I didn't even build my computer. I got a computer for Christmas. It was like a really terrible like office computer. And I wanted to build my own as I started to have to research like troubleshooting things with my computer. That got me into the world of computers. you know, and I'm no expert or anything for that matter, but it was a lot of fun to learn technical aspects. And so when I got to the question of what I want to go do for college, it was, well, I like computers now. I like video games, so now I like computers. What can I do with computers? And it was like, you can do computer engineering, which is a lot of math, and I didn't want to do that. And the other side of it was, okay, well, I'm more into technical stuff. So what if I worked for radio, right? And I was a technician for a radio station. And then when I got into radio, I learned about, I got more into podcasting, right, which is like what we're doing here. And the point I'm trying to make is I started with video games, which is just like the scrolling dopamine hit, right? This useless thing. And I go, okay, what's the next thing over? Computers. What's the next thing over? Radio. What's the next thing over? Communications. Now I want to go to college to study communications. I didn't know what I wanted to do at all. And all I did was just look at the next closest thing. And the reason, it was either communications or electrical, being an electrician. And the reason is because I can use those skills on the things I enjoy at home.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of hard to apply that. It's harder to apply that to TikTok, right? But find the next thing over. Find the next thing over that you, because I think people know deep down that when they're scrolling on TikTok, like everybody has a moment where they're like, man, this is really what I've been doing for the last 6 hours.
Yeah,
and once you
everybody
have
has
that moment, like that's a spark of hope because you know that you can do better. And when you know that you can do better, then you look for the next thing over. You know, like that's the moment where you take advantage of it and you start seeing, how can I branch out where I can still enjoy this thing, but I can also do more with it. You know, and even like with TikTok, with people like live streaming, right? Like if you want to dive deep into streaming on TikTok, and that might show you a whole new love for something else. Like just, and this kind of ties into the other thing, which is just trying new things. I've recently been talking a lot with the idea of breakups. A lot of people talk about how there's people talk about like, oh, how do you get over heartbreak? And they go, oh, it just takes time, and it's like that's such a non-answer. You know, like, duh. Yeah, like, duh, it's going to take time, but that doesn't help you in the moment. And the reason I'm bringing up this example, because it's a great way to describe just start doing things.
Yeah.
Just start doing things, which is why it's so great that you talked about music ensemble and things like that. Like, you are trying things, which is, honestly, in my opinion, the first step. A lot of people don't even try things. And a breakup is a feeling that almost everybody will go through at some point in their life, and you will not know what to do. You're gonna have a period of time where you're gonna want to sulk, you're gonna want to feel sad, and you're not gonna want to do anything else but that. But once you get past that point, you're gonna realize, in your own way, you're going to realize the world's gonna keep spinning no matter what. How fast do I want my life to move on? If you want it to move on slowly, you're gonna keep being sad. If you want it to move on quickly, you're gonna start doing things. Because opportunities are inevitable, but you can make them come more often. So if you start trying to do things and connecting with people to get out there, you're gonna stop making this person your whole life, and you're gonna start, like, you're not gonna have time to be sad because you're gonna be doing your own things. And hopefully, what you'll find is that you'll enjoy doing these other things, and it's going to take your mind off of it. So, relationships are a great example, but the main message is to just start doing things. It doesn't have to be a relationship. If you feel like you're in a lull, you feel like, man, I just don't do anything. Just keep throwing it at the wall and see what sticks. I mean, and that's why it's okay. Like if you found you don't have time to learn bass guitar, at least you tried it. You know, and if it sits in the back of your mind, like, dude, I gotta get back on that. Like, then you know that it's working, but you just have to start doing things. You know, so when you see, okay, I like video games. What's the next thing over? Computers. Like, just start trying things. Okay, well, I want to do this with computers. I want to try building my own computer. Or you see what I mean? Like, you just have to start doing things. And that goes just, I think the right word is in tandem with finding out what you want to do. You know, and you're right. You're absolutely right. It's such a common thing, especially with teens. Yeah. Especially with teens, because you're transitioning from childhood to adulthood, and adulthood is serious, where you have to make decisions for the rest of your life. And childhood, it's not like that.
It's not like that.
So when you go from your childhood where nothing matters to going, okay, everything's serious, you're like, yeah, what do I do? I don't know what I want to do. And it's such a stressful time, especially in our environment at University High, because the work can be rigorous, especially with your lazy perfectionist attitude. You know what I mean?
And the pacing too. I feel like there's not enough time that they place for you to really do that transfer from, like, you're a kid to you're an adult. You have things to do because as soon as you step into high school, they don't warn you about college. They just warn you about high school. They just warn you about those 4 years, and then you just spend your rest of your time just like living high school. And then out of nowhere, college hits you. What are you gonna do with your life? Hits you. You're an adult now.
You need money. Is that
You
the- yeah,
have to
literally,
like.
it's always about money.
It's like now you're just like you're thrown into the deep end. You're just like at one point and then another. And I think that pacing is something. I think it's a problem with education.
Pacing. That's a great way to put
And
it.
just like I think every person has a problem with pacing because like understanding like time is like a really big part because once you understand like, oh, time, you'll never really get that back, or like this is coming faster than you'll ever know, you can like prepare yourself. But some people don't.
Yeah.
And it really gets you. And that topic about careers, it's really interesting. It's also really interesting how like people have different perspectives, because I also had that perspective about like trying new things and finding really interest in them, like let's say drawing, or like I'd love to be a clothing designer. I like art, or I'd love just to play music, or I'd love the ability to do multiple things, finding joy in multiple things without having to stress about that. But then again, I don't want to go into like clothing design because the uncertainty, it could fail. You could have just wasted your life. You could maybe you hate it, or
Yeah.
maybe you love it, and then one event just makes you absolutely hate it, and like so many things. And because of that, what I look for, instead of just finding that one specific value, like I told you, like teachers will always tell you like find that one thing, or like parents too. My dad always tells me find that one thing that you really enjoy, so like when you go to work, it doesn't feel like you're working.
Yeah.
And
If
that's
you
like
love what you do, you'll never work
yeah,
a day in your
and
life.
that's great advice, but it's really hard when you don't even know what you like doing.
Oh yeah.
And instead of trying to find that one thing, because I also like face the fear of regret, or maybe there's something else I love more than this one thing, but if I commit to this, I'll never know. So instead of just like you did, like you found that radio communications path,
Yeah.
that was really great for you, but I couldn't do that, or I didn't want to do that. It's not that I couldn't, I didn't want to. And instead I chose a career path like, what is going to give me the biggest opportunity for my time, for me to do what I want? And I was like, well, we know time is money, so what's the biggest way I can make the most money?
Yeah.
And then from there, I just branched off into wanting a career in finance. It's not like I want to do finance, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to do finance. It's the love of my life, or like,
Yeah.
I really can't wait. But no, it's like, if you make it and you have enough money to have the freedom to do whatever you want, and then from there, I could start a clothing brand. That if I really like it, it'll pop off.
Yeah.
I'll be safe. I'll have that safety net behind me, and I could do whatever I want. Or even music, like taking that risk into going to like a music career is very risky. And I really love art, but the thing about art is it's subjective. It's so risky because
Yeah.
it's so hard to find a career, or like find success in any type of art industry. And then from there, it's not even the biggest success. It's very limited.
Oh yeah.
And
It's a competitive.
it's very competitive. And from there, that's how I found my career, or like my future. And I think it's really interesting how we had different perspectives, but like at the same time, you still got that one
Yeah.
goal. You
Yeah,
still
yeah,
got
yeah.
that one, like, do something you love.